recently I've been away indulging myself a little bit. I feel like there's so much shit coming out this month and next month, March and April. Like we got Daredevil, we got Soul Leveling coming out. I'm watching so many things that it's kind of hard to keep up with everything. I'm not even caught up with everything that's been coming out lately, and it kind of makes me think like there's so much media that's out nowadays. It's like you can't really like imagine complaining about like a certain show that you like or whatever. Like there's always another one to watch. But yeah, there's so much shit. And I feel like it's probably because of all the delays that happened in 2024. Like we had a whole period of writers going on strike for mistreatment at work, the constant deadlines, disappointing pay. And to be fair to every single one of them, I mean, like we thought we had the end of the world. We thought we were on the edge of the end of the world back in like 2020. So we were on lockdown for a little bit. And it made work a lot more weird. It was very weird. It was a very weird time. A lot of things took a pause, and it feels like recently. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been beginning to have fun again, and I've been enjoying my favorite things. And one of those favorite things is comic book films. Comic books has always been a very big part of my life. I used to read a lot of Captain Underpants comics back in the day. Well, they weren't really comics; they were more like children's novels. It was a story about two creative kids. They were pranksters. They were brats, you know. But they were at the end of the day storytellers who were being constantly held back by adults who, at the time when I was reading as a kid, I saw them as oppressors. Like they would stop these kids from pretty much like being their creative selves. Like it's crazy how we just take children, we kind of force them to sit down for like 7.5 hours every single day. Like 5 times a week, bro. We just make them do that shit. But yeah, Captain Underpants it's a fun and goofy story, but it resonated for me because it told the story on how powerless it can feel as a kid, and a key to having that freedom is through their imagination. And I connected with the novel because of that. I'm always gonna love Captain Underpants because even for such a goofy and simple story, I'm able to take something out of it. The story had something to say. It had like a lot of toilet humor, a lot of very immature jokes, but it wasn't afraid to say these jokes. It wasn't afraid to be unique, to be distinct from other children's novels. And I feel like that's something we've been missing nowadays in modern media. Now this is outside the realm of a children's novel. Of course, this is a more broad spectrum, but I'm gonna talk about Captain America: Brave New World for a second. About a month ago, from the time of this recording, Captain America released in theaters. It was supposed to serve as a continuation, spiritual successor to The Age of Steve Rogers, a take on what it means to be Captain America in today's society with a new face, a new black face. Someone who doesn't have the supernatural strength of a super soldier, maybe not the same thought process as Steve Rogers, but a very, very tactical mind. Definitely a match when it comes to perseverance, kindness, and a solid representation of American values. I saw sprinkles, I saw little inklings of what was in this movie, and I enjoyed it. Like for a movie that went through so many reshoots, so many rewrites, I think it came out pretty good, and I had fun. But I couldn't shake the feeling that, you know, I knew the stuff from behind the scenes, but even if I didn't, the dialogue, the editing, it felt like everything was pushed through a corporate filter. Anthony Mackie kills it as Falcon, but his lines felt a little bit forced. They didn't really come off as something that Sam would say naturally. Like I remember sitting down with my friend in the theater, and I'm watching it, and he sees Isaiah Bradley. He says, hey yo, what up, OG? What up, OG? How you doing, OG? Like, I don't know. Like, it was very weird for me. Not that I'm not used to hearing slang in a Marvel movie, but it felt very forced. It felt like something that I've never heard Sam Wilson say in a Marvel movie. I've never seen him talk like this or kind of act in this way. And I feel like the more we see Sam, we're kind of getting a little bit more with Anthony Mackie in this role. And you can kind of see it with Falcon and Winter Soldier, where you can see a little bit of well, I don't know Anthony Mackie as a person, but if you just watch any of his interviews, you can see some of that come out a little bit in his performance as Sam Wilson. But yeah, while I was watching the movie, it felt like whoever was writing this fucking movie, whoever was making it, was afraid to say anything meaningful. Like they didn't want to piss anyone off, and it really sucks to come to this conclusion, because if I'm being honest with you guys, it's impossible not to piss someone off these days. I'm pretty sure I might have annoyed some of you already that's watching this video. It's just a reality that comes with creating. You're going to have some people who just don't like what you have to say. That's what's been scaring these creators. It's been the rise of the fans. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's been an uprising of grifters within our space. And yeah, yes, I say our, because those guys like Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, Tyro Magnus, there are a lot of smaller guys. And there are a lot of smaller guys within that space. I don't consider guys like these real comic book fans when they make thumbnails like this. Like, dude, just look at this dude. Like, I'm not even fucking Mexican. Like, why? I know it's our goal to grab attention through thumbnails, but this is just, it really speaks to who these people really are. And shit, they could very well be real fans, but it's buried under a lot of the grifting, a lot of the rage baiting that they do. And I don't fully blame them. I've done my fair share of rage baiting too. But because I understand how it works. It spawns a very loud vocal minority of the fan base. These grifter videos, it really spawned a very loud vocal minority of the fan base, trashing on every single MCU project that comes out, and they call these projects woke. And I see this word all the time. I'm even starting to see it in the gaming landscape. This character is woke, the story is woke, the actress is woke.
Don't woke it up, don't woke it up, don't woke it up, don't woke it.
There was a time when the word woke was seen as a joke on the internet. You could post a guy that looks like this, say some stupid shit, and you would basically go about your day. And now I can't stand seeing this goddamn word, because it's always used to spawn an argument and or a fucking think piece or some shit from people who take themselves way too seriously. I would hear things about Disney ruining Marvel by turning this character woke, or whatever franchise it is, like X-Men. Fucking X-Men is being turned woke by Disney. Fucking X-Men.
Too long have we suffered under the oppression of humankind. I have witnessed firsthand the barbarous treatment of mutants on your wretched little island. I will not allow this madness to continue. We have seen communities torn apart by the jealous hatred of our mutant gifts. Roving mobs of vigilantes seek out the infirm among us. Some mutants conceal their true power, living a charade of normality while their spirit suffocates. Others have gone into hiding beneath your cities, huddling in the darkness like rats. There are those who have tried nobly to enlighten their human brethren, to strive for freedom and equality for all men. Their efforts have been repaid with brutality and hatred.
Fire on that mutant! Full energy!
A story about a group of minorities who found a connection to each other through oppression, who are seen as inhuman, grotesque, they get experimented on, hunted, wrongfully imprisoned, and are subjugated to harm or torture from law enforcement, the overall government. This oppressed group is led by a person who advocates for peace and coexistence with these said oppressors, and another who wishes to remain segregated but left to their own space, away from their oppressors so that they can thrive.
Oh, wow, I've never seen that before.
You can all argue all you want, but the X-Men has elements of this in their storytelling alongside with very cool action, drama, and a bunch of other things to spice things up and make it a little bit more interesting. It took inspiration from things that we have seen in the real world, things that we've seen in real history. Shit, I've even seen some divide on Daredevil adapting some elements of this Punisher story, where the cops developed almost like a cult-like following to the Punisher and began using Frank Castle to inspire their acts of police brutality, something that also happens quite a fair bit in real life. Something we gotta deal with. Maybe not some of you guys that's watching this video, but it's something that a certain demographic of people have to deal with. Long story short, the Punisher ends up finding out about this at some point. If any of you guys know anything about Frank Castle, he was not happy about it at all. Comic books are controversial. They tend to say things that we don't want to hear sometimes. They've always been like that. We had fucking Captain America and Superman fighting Nazis back in the day around World War II. It's always been like this. But we like to pick and choose nowadays what to complain about. We love to pick and choose nowadays what to complain about, bro. I've seen people like people will completely trash a female character for the same qualities that male characters would have in the same goddamn franchise. I think we approached the end of this weird period we were in with comic book film projects where the best way I could describe it is it felt like the stories were being written by ChatGPT, and we were really missing that creativity from these projects, and I think it's going to be better from here on out. I'm kind of a glass half full kind of guy, if y'all couldn't tell from this video or any of my other videos, but I think it's going to be good from here on out. Like, we're going to have some stinkers like always, but I think it's gonna be fine. Let's not pretend that every single project in the MCU was good, that every single comic book movie that came out was good. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, a majority of them were pretty. It ranged from being mid to being just flat out terrible. But yeah, that's all I have to say on this topic. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.